you might hear bodybuilders or weightlifters talking about hypertrophy. And you may have seen this in some medical textbooks or in a medical video, but what hypertrophy is just tissue growth. So all this boils down to is this idea of Davis's law. Davis's law states that when you expose soft tissue to a stress, it grows in response or can adapt in response. And the way that this plays out with muscles, basically, the more force we exert during training, over time, the muscle tissue responds in that the actual fibers themselves will gain extra protein. So the shape of those proteins changes somewhat and it gets thicker. And the surrounding fluid also gets more voluminous. So you get a fuller looking muscle. Aside from just aesthetics, why should we care about this? As we age, people have a tendency to lose muscle fiber. Okay, so this is called sarcopenia. It's something that happens to everybody to some extent, but you can mitigate it pretty effectively with training and a proper diet. That's associated with all kinds of negative health outcomes, increase in all-cause mortality, less function. Okay, people who don't have muscle tissue can't move as effectively. They can't move as quickly, they can't lift as much, they get tired more easily. So especially when you're young, you want to build up muscle tissue in advance so that you have a surplus to work with. There are other reasons to do hypertrophy training. There have been some recent findings that, especially if you focus on the eccentric, so for most motions, this is sort of the downward portion of a movement, you can not just add thickness, but you can also add length to muscle tissue so that you get more flexible at rest, more mobile. So even if you're interested in just kind of staying nice and lithe and healthy, it makes sense for you to do resistance training and make sure that you focus on that downward portion when you're doing your training. Okay, don't skimp on that. Don't just kind of drop the weight and then pick it up again, drop the weight and pick it up again. Or if you're doing body weight training, falling out of a pull-up, which I see people do all the time. So they're strong enough to pull themselves up, but they won't increase the number of repetitions that they do, and they kind of just let go and just sort of keep their hands on the bar and only break at the very bottom. Aside from the fact that that's not great for your joints. Yeah, that's basically hypertrophy. It's just muscle growth. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, if you like this video or found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. You can share it on your social media pages. If you want to see more content like this, you can click the button below this video to subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. If you are interested in personal training, you can find me on Thumbtack, and you can reach me through Facebook at Tempest Training. I'll put links in the description. Thanks. Bye.